Hello and welcome to Real Estate and the Adventures of Parenthood. So I'm trying to educate you guys this time with real estate. What is really happening? I mean, there's a lot of people are saying, no, you know what? I'm just gonna wait to buy a house. The prices are gonna go down. The market's gonna crash. People, let me get you guys a let me inform you guys that this is not going to be 2008. This is completely different. We're heading to a totally different direction. And keep in mind, back in 2008, we were so overbuilt. That was crazy. Now, for us to become overbuilt, it's going to take around 18 years. So if you're thinking that the market, the prices are going to fall down, that they're going to come down and all that, let's go ahead and reevaluate everything that is going on for the past couple of weeks, past couple of months. I mean, I understand a lot of people are like, oh no, you know what? I'm just going to keep on waiting and waiting and waiting. People, I'm here to educate you guys because I want you to know what is really going on in the market. I'm not going to be that type of agent to be like, hey, you know what? The market's going to crash. Everything's going to fall down. Let's just wait. No, don't do that, people. We don't want to do that. I want to go ahead and tell you what is really going on in the market and tell me if I'm wrong or not. But I do have reliable sources that I actually get my information from. So over the last 2 years, the rate of home buyers and home prices have appreciated, meaning at a dramatic price. So remember back in 2020, 2021, 2022 early, prices were going up and up and up, and people were going like, yay, what's going to happen? Now we have pause. What's going on? People have this big fear and uncertainty, and contracts are canceling left and right. And now, what is going to really happen? All right, so if you guys are looking to me on YouTube or on any type of other social media platform with a video, I'm making faces right now. So let's go ahead and go with that. I hope you guys find this entertaining. So now, well, that has led to an incredible equity gains for homeowners. So if you own a house in the past, like let's say for instance, for the past 2 years, you have plenty of equity. You have built wealth. Believe it or not, you do have money in your pockets. You just are not seeing it because it's in your house. And in order to actually see that, you actually have to sell your house in order to gain those profits. But I'm not telling you to sell your house in order to gain those profits. Let's stop there. But I wanted to let you know what's really going on here. So it's also caused some home buyers to wonder if prices will fall. People, like I said, this is not 2008. Let's go ahead and see back in 2008, the little history here, background. There was no guidelines. Anybody could buy a house. And I keep on repeating this over and over again. So now we're in 2022. Totally different story, people. Totally different story. So now it's important to note that the housing market is in a bubble, and it's not a bubble, it's not about to burst. And home price growth is supported by stronger market fundamentals. So this means we have a stronger foundation to actually build a stronger market. And this is where we're at. So stop being concerned. Stop being afraid that the market is going to crash because it's not going to crash. I'm telling you, people, the more you wait, the more expensive it's going to be. And then I'll give you guys a little bit of a example of what's going on here. And I'll give you guys an example with actual visual factors and all that you guys can understand. So keep in mind, when you're looking at a house, you're going to look at the house, the value of the house, what you're looking at. It's the same thing as dating, right? You're going to marry the house and you're going to date the rate. The rate, you can change it at any time. If it goes low, then you know what? You can refinance. If it goes high, you can keep it the same. And if we end up in a recession, meaning there's a difference between a housing recession and a recession, two different stories. It does not mean it's going to affect the market at all, the housing market. And you guys have to understand that. It's completely different stories, two different peaches and apples. We cannot compare peaches and apples, right? Okay, so in this case, to understand why price declines are unlikely, it's important to explore what caused home prices to rise much recently. And you guys remember that supply and demand that I've been talking to you guys a lot of times? Then you know what? When there's demand and low supply, high demand, low supply, that means the higher the prices are going to go. And that's what has been going on for a while because it's supply and demand. If there's not a supply, then I mean it's gonna cost more. That's why. So now where experts say home prices are headed, here's what you need to know. And home prices rose significantly in the recent years. And this is what I'm telling you guys about. So I'm going to talk about a graph here. I mean, between the national home price gains to continue exceeding 20%. And we're talking about this from 2021. January 2021 to present, meaning May 2021, meaning that we still have a 20% increase in appreciation. What does that mean for you? Meaning, look, if you don't buy now, it's gonna cost you more. And rent is more expensive than actually buying a house. So how much do you really want to put in your pocket and how much do you really want to throw away? Think about that. Completely think about that. Anyways, so if we look at, I mean, if we're looking at January 2021, we had a 10% appreciation. And comparing that to January 2022, we're looking at a 19.1 appreciation. That's almost 10% additionally to January 2021. Now, if we look between January 2021 and May 2022, that is a completely different story, people, because we're seeing an increase of 20.2, meaning it's an additional 10.2%. What is that telling you? Okay, so you might be asking why home prices are climbing, why they climbed so much last year. It's because there are more buyers than there were homes because we have been underbuilt. So that imbalance put upward pressure on home prices because demand was extremely high and supply was record low. So, like I said, supply and demand. This is what we're actually talking about. So, the more demand, the less supply there is. That means the higher the prices. So, where experts say prices will go from here. Okay, well, housing inventory is increasing and buyer demand is softening today. Why is it that? Because of fear. And there's still a shortage of homes available for sale. So this is really important. This is what I'm telling you. In order for us to actually create like a balance, it's going to take us 18 years for inventory, housing inventory. So what does that mean? That's why the market is seeing ongoing price appreciation. And this is coming from Mark Fleming, Chief Economics at First American explains it like this. We're still well below normal levels of inventory, and that's why even with the pullback in demand, we still see house prices appreciating. While there's more inventory, it's not enough. Look, so for this client earlier, I was looking at supply. We're looking at a $700,000 house. Supply in the market for that area is 1.2 months in market, people. That indicates that we're still in a seller's market. Houses keep appreciating. We don't have much inventory. People are not listing houses. People are not buying. So what's going on? Stop with the fear. Educate yourself. Listen. Look for information. Find an agent that is going to help you. All right. Anyways, this is where we're actually looking at. As a result, experts are projecting a more moderate rate of home appreciation this year, right? Okay, which means home prices will continue rising. So we're looking at a probably around 8%, 9% at the most by the end of this year with home appreciation. And if we fall into a recession, look at the history of housing, like recessions in the past years. But you know what? But this is going to be an appreciation at a slower pace. That doesn't mean prices are going to fall. That does not mean that. But as Selma Hepp, Deputy Chief Economics at CoreLogic says, The current home price growth is unsustainable, and higher mortgage rates coupled with more inventory will lead to a slower price appreciation or slower price growth, but unlikely declines in home prices. So, people, what are we talking about? Review and think what I said and re listen to this if you have to. All right, I give you enough time. All right, let's go on. So, in other words, even with a higher mortgage rates, moderating buyer demand, and more home for sale, experts say home appreciation will slow, but prices won't decline. All right, so that means because of higher interest rates and people have that fear that they think that houses are going to fall. Fall like in 2008, everything's going to go down. No, it's not, people. It is not. So if you're planning to buy a home, that means you shouldn't wait for home prices to drop to make your purchase, because even if you're waiting for the home prices to drop, the interest rate is going to go high. So what are we talking about? There's not a balance there. You're losing somewhere. And would you rather pay a higher interest rate, or would you rather pay a lower, oh my gosh, I can't talk today, lower price in a home with a higher price interest rate, but same time you have control over that price of that rate, because it's going to help you in the long run. You can always refinance that house, and I've done that in the past multiple times. I've bought 4 houses in my lifetime. Let me see here. Have I bought 4 houses? One, two. Yeah, I have bought 4 houses. I had to count them. Sorry. So this means that instead of waiting, buying today means that you can get ahead of future price increase and benefits of the rise in prices from today's home equity. And for home equity, you want money in your pocket. You definitely want money in your pocket, right? Or unless you want to give, $50,000, $60,000 away and you don't even see it. It's just like putting money in a piggy bank, people. Putting money in a piggy bank. How often do you get a $60,000 increase? Think about that. Hmm. Building home equity is so important, and a lot of people don't understand that. That can get you out of different situations and be like, well, I just have a house. Yes, you have a house, but you're building wealth, you're building security. It is amazing the amount of things you can do with a house. So now let's go ahead and talk about this. Home prices skyrocketed in recent years because there was more demand than supply, right? And this is what I went ahead. Statistics 101. I keep on repeating it over and over again. As the market shifts, experts aren't forecasting a drop in prices, just a slowdown in the rate of price growth. So, like I said, to understand what's happening with your home, leave me a comment, let me know, and tell me, what are you guys thinking about this market? I want to know what's really going on. What is going through your heads? Do you agree with what I'm saying? What are your thoughts? How can I actually make you understand that we are not in 2008, people? We are in 2022, and 2022 has been a historically different market that we've ever seen. And if you think that 6% or 7% is completely different, it's too high, you've been spoiled for the past 2 years, because you know what? We probably won't be seeing that 2% and 3% ever again. So, again, I'm leaving you guys with this. This is Cindy Presgraves with Cindy's Realty Group by EXP. And I hope you guys love my podcast. Keep on enjoying it. And we'll have more information on how the market is doing, because I'm not all about just real estate, but I'm also about parenthood and, my journey into my life. And I just like sharing my story. But at the same time, I need to go ahead and help you guys understand what's really going on in the market. Like I said, share this podcast, let me know, subscribe, comment, and you know what? If you are feeling a little bit of uncertainty, let me know too, and I would love to help you out. Have a beautiful day.